Hey everyone, so I am going to end up returning my Top Fin Infinity Edge waterfall tank that you see here. This is a really cool tank, but it does have its issues. Some of them I think might be kind of major. So let's go start off with the first one, the biggest one I'm going to say, and that is the filter. So in a normal tank you would have a filter that would press in the back, be it internal or hang on back or something, and it would suck in all the nasties and it would filter them and push out clean water. Whereas with this tank, well, there's no filter in the tank itself. The filter is all the way down here underneath this little cap. Let's see, underneath this little guy right here, see the pump, your filter cartridge, and all that good stuff. So what it basically does is water gets pushed over the edge, which creates the really cool waterfall effect, and it is a really cool effect. And then it goes into the basin down here, and it could go this way a bit, it could go this way, it should go this way, but really could go either way. Then it goes through this little grate here, which is supposed to catch bigger pieces of debris if some happens to fall down. And then it goes into your filter cartridge here, which will filter it, and then hits your media here as well, and then it'll go into the pump, which will push it back up and restarts the cycle. So I just don't think this is going to be very efficient. I don't see how this could be an efficient way to filter a tank. It's just, yeah, I mean, there's a lot of steps to it to actually get rid of the nasties. I just don't think it's going to be doing a very good job. You guys can actually see my tank is pretty cloudy right now. It wasn't cloudy, and then overnight it kind of got cloudy. So I don't think this filter is going to be doing a good job. That's a big reason why I'm returning it. If you guys do not agree with me, let me know why below. But those are my thoughts on that. Second one, and this is more of an annoyance than anything, and that is, I'm sure you guys could tell, but like right here, there is no water coming down. I had this thing all nice and perfect. I unplugged the filter, or I should say the pump. I unplugged that, which makes it, of course, stop overflowing. And when you plug it back in, it pretty much goes about half of the tank. Waterfall works. And if you're lucky, taking your hand and doing this will fix the rest of the issue. But it doesn't always, which means you then have to go back and use the little wrench guy. There's some feet underneath here, there's two sets of them, and you have to readjust it each time you want to turn off the pump, which basically means each time you go to do a water change, you're going to have to readjust the waterfall effect. Or if you have a power outage, you have to readjust the waterfall effect most likely. So that is just a big annoyance. Third thing here is this isn't really major by any means, and this should be expected when you're buying a waterfall tank like this. But as your view does get somewhat distorted, so it just isn't as clear. You can see, so like right here, there's no water. There is some water. So the water falling down effect does mess up your view a bit, especially if you go lower. Which in a way looks really, really cool, but in a way isn't. It's kind of annoying at the same time. It's kind of one of those cool things, but also annoying things. Then if you have fish in here, I imagine they're moving around and everything. They'll get even more. Their view will be even more messed up. But those are the reasons why I'm going to be personally returning this. A couple more very minor things is the price of this tank is normally $100. It was on sale for $70. This is only a 10-gallon tank. It is very cool. It's very unique. But for the same price, actually from PetSmart, you can buy a 37-gallon tank. There's actually a few different versions of a 37-gallon tank you can buy. The kits. So for basically the same price, you can get a tank that's almost 4 times the size of it, but just not as cool. So pricing is a little bit off, but of course you know that going into it. So again, not a major reason, but something else to consider. One more thing to consider, and it actually says right here, again, this is to be expected, is it is going to be a lot of evaporation loss will happen with this tank. So when you have water all down in the basin, you have water flowing down here, so you're going to be losing quite a bit of water. So then make sure you keep your eye on the water level. And yesterday I actually had this thing up to just under that, and like I said, I turned off the pump and I messed around while putting the decorations and stuff, and you can see it's already down by quite a bit. So you gotta make sure you keep your eyes on the evaporation loss. And then one last thing that I'm not the biggest fan of is just this top, because of the way this tank is and does the waterfall effect. It has this sloping bit here for the glass, which means this top is not on there very secure. If you hit this thing too hard, it's going to do that. Which for me, it doesn't really matter. But if you're someone who has a cat or even a dog or some sort of animal or even a little kid that likes to either hit the tanks or jump, like a cat would jump up on top of a tank, it could be bad. I mean, they can mess up a whole bunch of stuff. You can see what happens to the water when I do that too. Actually, I ended up fixing my issue right there. And then, I want to end this video on a good note. So a few things I have noticed to actually help with some other very minor issues. One is the noise sound, the sound effect. It's very cool, but I know some people find that noise annoying. Personally, I like the sound. But if you actually increase your water level in the basin up to the max water level, or just right underneath it, the loudness of the sound effect is actually almost nullified. There's almost no sound effect at all. So that's something to keep in mind. If you guys do add in a heater, which most people probably will, I have not yet. I won't be since I'm returning it. But it's very hard to see, but right there is an opening. So you guys can add in a heater, or if you really wanted to, you could add in a different filter and not even worry about if this does a good job filtering or not. You could add in your own filter to the back. So that is really cool too, and an internal filter that would be. And then of course the major point of this tank is this waterfall effect. So you take your hand, you just do that. Aside from getting water all over your floor, it's like being at a zoo. And I'm sure this would be very fun for little kids. I don't know how good this is for the fish or for yourself to be doing, but you can do that. It's like a waterfall wall. It's just really cool. You guys can see the view is quite a bit distorted here now that the waterfall got fixed. Looks really cool, but also annoying at the same time. Yeah, so you guys let me know what you think. Again, I'm going to probably return mine. I might buy myself a bigger tank for about the same amount of money. Thank you guys very much for watching. As always, I appreciate you. Hope you all have a good one. Goodbye.